Hey guys, so finally after about 4+ years of speculation and waiting, FCA has announced the Ram 1500 TRX pickup truck with the Hellcat engine under the hood. If you've been following the channel, you'll know that I've done a bunch of videos on the Ram 1500 TRX, one of the most anticipated vehicle launches of the year. I heard rumors so often that I took things with a grain of salt. I knew the truck would be coming at some point, but didn't know when exactly. It was slated to come out at the 2020 North American International Auto Show in Detroit back in June, but that was cancelled due to COVID-19. Things changed though when Ram put out some teaser videos on their YouTube channel, which you can see in the background, and they scheduled their unveiling for today. So before we go into the details, this whole thing started back on September 29th of 2016 at the 2016 Texas State Fair when Ram announced the Rebel TRX concept, painted in the beautiful header red color. The TRX stands for Tyrannosaurus Rex, so that's a bigger dinosaur than the Raptor, which of course is the top Ford truck that Ram is trying to battle. The concept was definitely nice to look at, built for off-road use, and what got everyone real excited was the fact that FCA stuck the 6.2-liter Supercharged V8 under the hood, the same one found in the Charger and Challenger Hellcats at the time. Nothing was official though, but that all changed today. So we'll go over everything, including the powertrain, exterior and interior design, suspension and frame, paint colors, price, and more. So let's get right into it. So in today's live stream where the truck was released, Mike Koval Jr., who is the head of the Ram brand, was conducting that in Detroit, Michigan, and he started by saying, quote, "You've been asking for even more power. At Ram, we are no strangers to answering that call," end quote. So they first showed off a little red express truck from their late 1970s, bragging about how that truck was the quickest vehicle from 0 to 60 miles per hour in America at the time. He then talked about the 2004 Ram SRT10 with the Viper V10 engine. And that all led up to revealing the TRX, which marries off-road capability to everything performance. So we'll start with the powertrain, one of the key selling points of the vehicle. FCA has stuck the 6.2-liter Supercharged Hemi V8 under the hood, aka the Hellcat engine, and for this truck it makes 702 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque with a maximum boost pressure of 11 psi. So that means a 0 to 60 time of 4.5 seconds, quarter mile in 12.9 seconds, and a top speed of 118 miles per hour, the best in class. That's all paired with a ZF heavy-duty 8-speed automatic transmission. So those stats do make the TRX the quickest, fastest, and most powerful production truck in the world. And of course, four-wheel drive is standard. Other powertrain features include a 40% larger Ram logo on the front grille that's actually functional, with a flow-through design for maximum engine cooling. The new hood scoop provides 50% of the engine air intake, while the grille provides the other half. A 90mm throttle body has been added with dual-element charge air coolers, and that can take in 2.38 liters of air per revolution. The air induction system is very innovative. As we said, it draws from the front grille and the hood scoop to a massive 29-liter sealed airbox. That airbox also comes with the largest air filter that's ever been built for a Ram, with dual filter elements that are specially designed for the extreme dusty environments. Basically, everything here has been designed so you don't lose performance, no matter the terrain or elements that you drive through. The truck also sounds great, with free-flow manifolds, a crossover, and 5-inch exhaust tips. As for the wheels, they are 18 by 9-inch alloys with 325/65 R18 Goodyear Wrangler Territory tires, and these were developed exclusively for the TRX because nothing else on the market would fit. Beneath the wheels are the largest brakes in the segment, 15-inch vented rotors in the front and back, with 2-piston monoblock calipers in the front and single pistons in the rear. As for some other numbers, the payload is 1,310 pounds, while the towing is good for 8,100 pounds. Ram really killed it with the design of the TRX, somehow mixing a muscular and off-road look with the classy Ram 1500 design. This is supposed to be the halo truck for the Ram brand going forward, and it is bigger than a 1500. The body is 8 inches wider, while the track is 6 inches longer, and there are new height, width, and wheelbase proportions. The front axle was shifted 20mm forward when compared to the 1500 to accommodate for those aggressive 35-inch tires, and as we mentioned, the wheels are 18 by 9 inches, which is 1 full inch wider than the regular Rams. The grille, hood, and bumpers use design cues from the Rebel and Power Wagon, but the fenders give it a nice hourglass shape that's different from every other Ram in the lineup. The massive hood scoop and flow-through black Ram grille are downright menacing, and each of them provides half of the air intake to the engine. The LED lights up front have an adaptive system which follows the road as you turn, and Ram even accentuated the hood scoop design with LED marker lights similar to the design that you'd find on the roof of heavy-duty pickup trucks. It has functional air curtains tucked next to the headlights that direct air into the truck. A huge Ram badge is displayed across the tailgate, and a big TRX badge is at the bottom left corner. If you do plan on rock crawling, full-length rock rails are optional for added protection. And there are a total of 5 skid plates to protect the front axle, transfer case, transmission pan, fuel tank, and a final plate that doubles as a belly pan. 4 tow hooks can also be found, 1 at each corner, and some other options include a bed-mounted spare tire carrier, ram bar, beadlock capable wheels, and TRX hood and bedside graphics. To round off this design segment of the video, the truck can be had in 6 different colors: flame red, hydro blue, granite crystal, billet silver, diamond black silver, and bright white. What you see on screen is mostly flame red. Also note that there is an exclusive launch edition that comes in anvil gray paint, the other color that you'll see on screen. So this is a 7th color, but it can only be had with the launch edition. This version also gets unique red and brushed aluminum center console badging, a premium option package with carbon fiber interior trim, a heads-up display, beadlock ready wheels, and body side graphics, all standard. Now let's move on to the interior, where there are 3 different trim levels: TR, TR1, and TR2. The TR has a similar interior to the Ram Rebel, with cloth and vinyl combined with black and ruby red accents. The other 2 levels have every option from the Ram 1500 and then some. So that includes red detailing, carbon fiber trim, hand-wrapped leather instrument panel, suede seats, deeper side bolsters, a flat-bottom SRT steering wheel, and paddle shifters for the first time ever in a Ram. A center console badge highlights the vehicle-specific items, like the type of supercharger the truck uses, boost output, horsepower, and the VIN, so now your passengers will always know that your truck has 702 horsepower. And on the top level TR2 trim, there is a 900-watt Harman Kardon audio system with 19 speakers and a 10-inch subwoofer. There are some differences from the Ram 1500, as there's a new center console shifter, wireless phone charger, phone holder, and the rotary knob has been replaced by a hub where you can control the TRX modes. New technology includes an optional trailer reverse steer knob, an optional digital rear view mirror, and the first ever heads-up display in any FCA vehicle in full color. As for the screen, all the TRX models come standard with a beautiful Uconnect 4C 12-inch touchscreen with performance pages that will feature stats like reaction time, a timer for your quarter mile, 0 to 60 and 0 to 100 runs, a G-force meter, and a dyno page. And the TRX goes one step further by adding off-road pages to read out the wheel articulation, transfer case position, pitch and roll, and accessory gauges. The truck will have 6 dynamic drive modes, including 3 for off-roading, mud and sand, rock, and Baja. And the final thing to talk about here is launch control. It's awesome that Ram has added this feature standard, as it helps manage tire slip for consistent, straight-line acceleration. Ram brags that the frame underneath the TRX is 75% different from a regular 1500. It uses thicker, high-strength steel with low torsion attributes for stability and durability. The side rails are fully boxed, and sections of the frame are hydroformed. It's designed to handle rough terrain at 100 plus miles per hour. Compared to a Ram 1500 with the 5.7-liter V8 Hemi, this is 600 pounds heavier, and almost everything is bigger, as we already discussed. As for that suspension, there's a 2.5-inch lift and 6-inch wider track. Damping is taken care of by Bilstein Blackhawk E2 performance shocks with nitro-charged remote reservoirs. Up front, there are forged aluminum control arms and a proprietary active terrain dynamic system, and there are many forged steel components on the 5-link trailing arm design. In the rear, there's a heavy-duty Dana 60 solid rear axle with full floating hubs, axle hop damper, and electronic locking differential. There's also 23.6-inch rear coil springs, the largest ever on a Ram. Finally, you get braided stainless lines, a high-strength rock shield, 3 vibration sensors, and a 3-zone jounce cutoff for progressive bottom-out control. So what does that all mean? Well, here's the numbers on screen. You get 11.85 inches of ground clearance, 13 inches of front wheel travel, and another 14 inches in the back, 32 inches of water fording ability, and a ramp travel index of 605. And don't forget about the approach angle of 30.2 degrees, breakover angle of 21.9 degrees, and departure angle of 23.5 degrees. Ram really isn't messing around here when they say that this thing is built for off-road use. So if you're wondering how much this thing will cost, the MSRP comes in at $71,690, And if you do want the exclusive launch edition with the anvil gray paint, prepare to shell out over $90,000. Ram says that there will be no volume limits, and there's no predicted end date for the production yet. So if you do want a TRX, Ram will make you a TRX, and you'll be allowed to order one starting tomorrow on August the 18th. Now, before we end things off, I do want to look at a brief comparison between the TRX and its only other competitor in the segment, the Ford F-150 Raptor. Ram is itching closer to Ford, as for the first time ever in 2019, Ram overtook Chevy when we look at the full-size truck sales. They've also increased their sales year over year for the past 11 years since they separated from Dodge and used the Ram brand name instead, so Ram is really on the up these days. You can follow along with the chart on screen, but basically Ford and their F-Series is still the king, outselling everybody right now. The 2021 F-150 Raptor has a starting MSRP of about $55,000, but that's for the base model with no options. The luxury package for the Raptor adds about $12,000, and then of course there's other options as well. Still, the TRX is far more expensive, coming in at over $70,000 plus options. As for the engines, the Raptor has a twin-turbo 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6, generating 450 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque, and that's paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission. That means the Raptor can rip 0 to 60 in 5.1 seconds flat and the quarter mile in 13.9 seconds, while topping out at 107 miles per hour. There is also 6 terrain drive modes like the TRX has: normal, weather, mud, sand, Baja, and rock. So as we can see, the Rebel TRX has a lot more power, which does equate to a little bit better performance times. So that's it for today's video, guys. I've tried to provide the most in-depth update on this thing that you can find on YouTube. What do you guys think about the Ram 1500 TRX? Are you excited that it's finally here? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.